We have all heard Kevin O'Leary and other gazillionaires say that the problem with our generation, the younger generation, is that we are spending $8 on coffee, or his more recent, I don't know why everyone's spending $28 on lunch. But the problem is this is a completely out of touch take with how money works at our stage in the game. If you're like me, it is extremely frustrating to hear billionaires make comments like this. But there might be some truth to it after all. It's 2026. We all just want to be comfortable. We don't want to live paycheck to paycheck. We want affordable groceries, and we want to be able to afford vacations once in a while. But the problem with this economy is that's just not how it works anymore. We all love coffee, we all love caffeine, so let's take a look at why this $8 coffee advice just isn't realistic anymore. Okay, it's not like this hasn't been a thing for literally ever, but you will always net yourself better results by increasing your income rather than reducing your expenses. Why? You can only cut down so far until you hit your minimum livable wage, but the upside to making more money is pretty much infinite. But with this being said, you must have good spending habits before you increase your income. Otherwise, you'll just be repeating the same cycle over and over again. So let's look at the math. $8 coffee times 20 days, that's 5 working days per week, you end up at about $160 per month. Sounds kind of high, right? Now, for easy math, let's take a look at the average Canadian salary. It's about $65,000 a year, which nets you about $3,800 per month. Now, if we do some quick division, that ends up around 4.2% of your monthly take-home income goes towards coffee, something we all know and love and have a routine to keep buying and enjoying. So 4.2% doesn't sound that bad. But why coffee? Why is coffee always the example used? I'll tell you why. Coffee is consumed by about 72% of the Western population. They have at least 1 cup a day, some people significantly more. But it is very, very common, and honestly, coffee should never be $8 anyway, and that is why it's such an easy example to use. It's such an easy target. And personally, I don't do coffee, I do energy drinks. I love energy drinks, but it is a central nervous system stimulant, so it does come with many, many performance benefits. Whether you're doing activity or you're just working, it really helps the brain. It helps you get awake, it helps alertness, it helps reaction time. There's so many different benefits, and that's why it is so powerful and why it's so important for us to keep having it. But the problem with these gazillionaires telling you not to buy that $8 coffee is that they have never had to look at a price tag in their lives, at least not for the past 10, 15, 20 years. But to them, all their advice to younger people is just, oh, cut your spending, save more, invest in the S&P 500. As if saving money will ever make you a millionaire. That's another problem. A millionaire these days isn't even that much money. Now, this isn't inherently bad advice, but at some point you have to realize that we're only on this planet for 75 years on average. We have to enjoy the daily rituals, the daily habits that we find pleasure in doing. Nobody wants to be 75 years old on their deathbed wishing they enjoyed life more. That sucks. Who wants to do that? Not me. So if you focus too much on cutting costs as long as you can, you're not going to enjoy life as much as you could. And I feel this way about energy drinks. I know a lot of you feel the same way about coffee too. But even just thinking about having your coffee gets you excited. And then the walk to the coffee machine gets you excited. Then making the coffee makes you excited. And then you have that first sip once you finally had it open, or in my case, cracking an energy drink. That's such a ritual. That's something so sacred to me, and I know a lot of you. So why is this the thing we all need to stop spending money on? But do you notice how all of these people give advice on how to be more mediocre and rarely give advice on how to start businesses, how to start entrepreneurship, how to excel your career forward in a meaningful way? Now, if that's something you truly want, the information is out there. You can seek that for yourself. It is not hard to come by. And that's why it frustrates me always to hear these comments from actual billionaires when they just want to reduce you more and more and more. And inflation catches up quick, now more than ever. So the more you reduce, the more you're not actually saving anything. And then the more your savings, provided they're not in investments, are actually losing value over time. It doesn't make sense. That's not how money works at our stage in the game right now. For the majority of us, there are likely things that should take priority on your cut list. For me as a 24-year-old, I cut alcohol, but for more reasons than just spending, as well as restaurants, dine-outs, and eating out. I do have Spotify and a couple other streaming services that I probably could cut. I just haven't built up the courage to do so yet, and that would likely save me more. I get that. But now that's $200 to $300 more that I can be putting away into my investments, my emergency fund, things that actually matter and can actually propel you forward after you have built the foundation for yourself. And while we're here, I wanted to ask, do you have a monthly budget? Do you plan, or do you just hope for the best? I'm genuinely curious, so let me know down below. because all of this starts with seeing how your money comes in and where it goes out. So if you guys need a budget sheet, I do have one down below in the description. Feel free to check that out. It is completely free. And if you want to take this cutting, spending, and saving super duper seriously, every dollar you make that's over your minimum livable wage goes straight into savings and investments. And maybe your side hustle too. But if you're still looking to enjoy some fun and some regular routine rituals, definitely by all means go out and enjoy spending. Have that coffee, enjoy your $14 per month subscription. As long as your budget is in check and everything is working to help grow and develop your finances, that is totally okay. There is no need at all to cut everything that gives you joy and pleasure in life. Because on the other side of Kevin O'Leary's speech and other millionaires and billionaires, the truth is we all just need to make more money. I know that sounds obvious, but it is the truth. You can't save your way to $1 million. You can't cut your spending and hope for the best. We just have to make more. If you want a better lifestyle, we just have to make more money. Simple as that. Make more money and live life like everything is abundant. The money's abundant, the family's abundant, the trees outside are abundant. When everything becomes abundant and that is your mindset moving forward, you will have a much easier time attracting the things that you genuinely want. Keep your habits, keep your rituals, keep your routines. Just spend a little more time focusing on growing your income because again, that is all that matters. Now, if you guys have enjoyed this video so far, I would appreciate you dropping a like down below. With that being said, let's get to the next point. So now what? You've made a better budget plan, you're happy with your spending, you're happy with your savings. What comes next? Well, we all know making money is the next step, but how do we actually do that? I like to consider the three-way Venn diagram. Picture three big circles. I might pop a photo up somewhere around here. The first one is what are you passionate about? Write down everything you're passionate about. And the second one, write down everything that you have skills with. What things are you very good at? And then the bottom one, what does the world need? What problems can you solve? Whether it's for a business, whether it's for an individual, where all of those things collide, that's usually a good place to start. And a quick but obvious secret, the bigger the problem, the more money you can make. Now, if you're happy making just 1 to 2K extra per month, that is totally fine. But for those of you that want to really develop your business and eventually leave your job, you can do that too. Because the end goal is you don't want to have all of your income reliant on somebody else. Your employer pays you. If it wasn't for your employer, you would not be getting paid. So at least having 1 to 2, maybe 3, 5K extra per month that you can make and you are completely in control of that money that you bring in, that is the end goal. That is exactly what you want, and that is how you start to create financial freedom. And to round out this part of the video, you have to stop looking at money from a scarcity mindset. If you think that money is very scarce and you have to do very specific things to get money, no, that is not true at all. I have stated this before, but you need to have the abundance mindset. Once you are in the same flow as money, money will flow into you like a river, but you just have to get out there and start and fix your mindset first. Because once you're in that abundance perspective, not only will you perform better in multiple aspects of your lives, but you will live better, you will have better opportunities, and you'll be more forward thinking and open to the ideas that come your way. But it all starts with your identity. If you guys want a more in-depth video on why the identity is so important, why I consider it the foundation, let me know down in the comments below. We have now gone over the most common budgeting advice and why it is not a great way to look at things. We have understood why a budget is equally, if not more important than your actual income, and we have explored where to start if you would like to make income on the side. And as the cost of goods and groceries and livable expenses keeps increasing, we are almost forced to start our own businesses, to start our own side hustles and make sure that we have additional income rolling in. And thus, the average person is forced not only to work a job and have their own business, but that is the only way that we can now create freedom in 2026. And these rituals like coffees and subscriptions and other fun things that you like to do are very important to you as an individual. So when you make your budget, consider what you love and what you enjoy, and consider how much income you have anyway. And once you have that nailed, that's the time to start focusing on making more money. With that being said, I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you would like another video more specifically to budgeting and how to work that yourself, I will have a video somewhere up here. And if you guys have enjoyed this one, I would appreciate it if you click subscribe. With that being said, have a wonderful day and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.